game. And we solved gradually the different issues we had in the game. We expected many of them, but it's still different to analyze and expect some problems and to solve on the pitch. It's really different. Probably it took 20 minutes to press in a better way and to avoid these long passes behind our defense. After that, it was really clear. And we created chances, and I think we were better than them in that game. So at the end, I think it's a good experience for us, and we're still in a consistent team with different scenarios, different experiences, different opponents, and at the end we can keep that level.
I mean, in terms of solving those issues at Burnley, because as you say, the first 20 minutes, they exploited the wings, certainly Jadon Anthony did. Does that resolution come from you, or is it coming from the players on the pitch?
We expected this way of playing, and still, it's not an easy task because we want to press, and they try to make strong passes to attract our pressure. And if we are not proactive, they can keep the ball and they can control the game. So for us, it was very important to press and to be proactive in the top area of the pitch. But at the same time, when you move forward like that, we know that they can play in behind and they can threaten our wings. So still a balance between both. And probably it's easy to understand that on the screen, but to make it realistic on the pitch, different. And I think Trainer received 3 or 4 diagonals and 3 or 4 diagonals as well. And after, I think, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it was solved. Yeah.
A different sort of test at Derby, they're not a good run, but probably offer a different style to Burnley on Friday night. Is it important now, you've seen the other results the weekend, your Leeds, your United, they're winning these games against the struggling teams. It's important that you maintain that pressure as well.
Yeah, sure. It will be a tough game, another tough game opponent, and we have to be very respectful about all the teams in that league, because even if they can have difficult periods, they are still able to beat every team, every other team. So they are really intense. They can play. Especially our finishing zone, because I think we can create many chances. But at the end, if we score, I think the game is solved. If we don't score, it's open. And for example, it happened on maybe 2 or 3 or 4 situations like that. Last 10 or 12 games away.
Sport.
Nick Barnes. Gary Bennett, MBE.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
So Sunderland Spurs about to come together in a huddle away to our left. We are looking down to the main stand in London. At the moment it looks like they will be from left to right. The Sunderland fans over the far corner away to our right. Sunderland in their red and white stripes, shorts. In their white, black shorts, black socks. Sam Allison is the referee tonight, former footballer, 43-year-old who's in charge of no goal from Luke O'Brien. The game underway, attacking from right to left. Regis just checking his watch. there are quite a few empty seats amongst the Derby fans looking around the stadium. Now, whether that's a reflection of their current form, who knows? But they certainly, we're told, did start to change in terms of their support for the team at the weekend. When lots of people here 3-0. Kane Wilson. In the centre of defence, alongside him, Callum Elder, So, Evo Adams right back, Callum Elder and Craig Forsyth, the two centre-backs for Derby County, and Kane Wilson playing as a left. Throw for Sunderland right, halfway inside the Sunderland half. It's going to be taken by Trey onto the halfway line, headed on by Callum Elder, and it's played back by Adams now from the centre to goalkeeper Jakob Zetterstrom, the Swedish goalkeeper. One cap from the they are playing 4-4-2. They've got Isidore and Mayenda together, Rig on the right, the play on the left. As the ball floats down the left for Derby County, Marcus Harness drafted into the team, fouled by Mepham. It's a free kick on the left, wide on the left for Derby County. All worn, and his bubble hat comes splinting out of the dugout. Usually for the head coach, remember he took the walk tonight with his players. Nathaniel Mendes-Lang is going to take this free kick on the left wing, the Guatemala international. Elder's come across and had a word, or having a word with Mendes-Lang. He's been here a few years now. We've moved from Sheffield Wednesday, the former part of the Middlesbrough winger. His left for Callum Elder to take with his left foot. Curls up to the back of the penalty area and is headed away by Sunderland. By Chris Rigg, but the ball eventually out to Sunderland on their left. And they're playing inside the Sunderland half. We're in the third minute then, Derby 0, Sunderland 0, live here on BBC Radio Newcastle. And Sirkin, his long sleeves, taking this throw over on that far side. The halfway line, headed strongly forwards by Craig Forsyth, 35 years old now, the former Scottish international. Another throw for Sunderland, which Sirkin will take again, just back inside the Sunderland half on that left-hand side. Drops it down towards Dan Neal. It's been knocked out again for another Sunderland throw. You hear the Sunderland fans away in the corner on the far side. Forsyth heads the ball on again and drops to Marcus Harness, who's trying to get it through to Jerry Yates, who's on loan from Swansea City. But Sunderland get the ball clear. They try and get on the end. Comes down in midfield for Houdman. Denzo Houdman, the Dutch midfielder, signed in the summer from AZ Alkmaar. Out to Elder on the left-hand side. Down the left wing to Kane Wilson. Hugh gets in front of him. Puts the ball out for a throw. In the corner for Derby County. 0-0. Quickly taken throw. Drops down to Mendes-Lang. Mendes-Lang plays it back again here to Houdman. And across to the Gambian international, playing at right back unusually tonight, the midfielder. Normally plays as a 10. He's come back to the goalkeeper. He's into Strom, who's in light green. He's wearing a head cap, isn't he? I don't know whether he's suffered something at some point, but he's wearing the cap tied underneath his chin as Houdman swings the ball across to Adams on the far side, up to the halfway line and down that right wing where Caden Jackson plays it back to Adams, continues his run down that far side, but the ball just swept past Jackson and out for a throw again to Sunderland on the left, halfway inside. And Sunderland half, which Dennis Sirkin will take. So, Sirkin
see on that far side, isn't it?
It is. It's funny you should say that. I just thought it was me, actually. And wearing spectacles as well, but you're right, the lights actually are quite low, aren't they? Slung underneath the roof of the stand, and they make it all look a bit hazy. It's a little bit discombobulating, actually. Elder, just over the halfway line, plays the ball across to the far side. It's picked up in midfield by Liam Thompson, 22-year-old who came through the academy here. It's played back to Adams. And he drives one up through the middle, but it's going to come straight through to Anthony Patterson, who is in green tonight. And he rolls it to Chris Nepham, just at the edge of the Sunderland penalty area. Out then to Luke O'Nien on the left. And O'Nien driving it up through the centre. Mienda's got a guy on it, but so is Callum Elder, who heads the ball back up onto the halfway line where Joe gets his first touch of the evening and trying to come away with it on that left-hand side with Sirkin, but it's won back by Derby and back to the goalkeeper. 6'6", as was James Trafford, of course, on Friday night at Burnley. So I hope this has been something, an omen, something to come tonight.
Yeah.
But, let's not go there. Let's avoid penalties if we can tonight. The throw for Derby County on the far side. Ebu Adams, 29 years old now, signed from Cardiff in the summer, will take the throw, hauls it down that right line. Derby just lost their eye on it for a moment, but it's now Caden Jackson trying to win it back, but he's knocked it out for a Sunderland throw, and Sirkin comes forward halfway inside the Derby half. It's advertising board, it's already thrown. They're advertising tickets for the Oxford United game here on Tuesday, 11th of October. Something's gone awry there. As the ball swept on, Thomas Mienda, who's going to sprint down towards the goal line, but the ball just rolls out behind, or side got in front of Mienda, and it's a goal kick to Derby, who has to be said this opening 7 minutes have seen a lot of the ball, but they've not done a lot with it.
They have done a lot with it. You know, Sunderland have struggled to get hold of the ball. You know, hopefully they'll just grow into the game.
As they did on Friday at Turf Moor. So Zetterstrom with the Swansea 1, Sheffield United 0. So reaction from Swansea to their defeat by Cardiff at the weekend, but it's early in the evening. Of course, 8th minute, Derby 0, Sunderland 0. Honestly, they're changing colour all the time. The floodlights, there's a haze. It's very strange. I think it's because we're so low down. Here's Joe in the middle. On the overlap. Three. Left. Powers it into the penalty area. Drops the slab and he tries to stab it back. But Derby getting it clear, only as far as Lefebvre, who gets the ball again down the left-hand side, recycles it to Joe. And Joe back again to Dan Neal. Neal on the left, Jove again, and back to Mepham in the centre circle. Out here now to Rigg trying to come round Kate Wilson, plays the ball back to Luke O'Nien, and O'Nien in the centre out to Sirkin on the left-hand side. Looking for Lefebvre down the left of the penalty area to the goal line, pulling it back, and just over the top from Sirkin. Running on it, holding it, but just over.
Excellent move. Excellent move that was.
An opportunity, half chance for Sirkin, but just over. That in the 9th minute. Goal kick down to Derby. Chris Riggers has run across and handed something to one of the staff, jewellery of some description. He's just paused a moment and takes a couple of steps back. The players towards the right-hand side. Known to his time at Portsmouth, because we came across him on a number of occasions in League One. Derby on halfway, on the right-hand side, just inside their own half. And everybody pushing forwards here in the white and black of Derby County. I think it's Houdman taking the free kick, the Dutchman. Sam Allison's seen something at the edge of the Sunderland penalty area. There's Sunderland there, quite a long way. It could well be. Yeah, I think you're right. And so, referee Sam Allison just happy, I think, for the free kick to be taken. Houdman will take it then. And he's looked at it towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Look at the Kane Wilson in there. Kane Wilson and Calamelda, but the ball has gone behind for a goal kick to Sunderland in the 11th. Short pass from Patterson to Mepham, and then out to Hume. Try to drive it into the centre for Isidore, and it's now cleared from the edge of the Sunderland penalty area. Now wide, ball and plays it to Sirkin. Sirkin trying to cut inside, plays it back. And Joe back again on halfway to Luke O'Nien. Yates goes to close him down. Joe over to the right here. In the air and out towards the left touchline. Brings it down in front of Rigg. It's not a win it, but Rigg is pulled down. And the referee in a free kick to Sunderland, wide on the right, halfway inside the crowd.
Well done, Chris Rigg. Good opportunity here. First set piece. First set piece. Quality.
12th minute, nearly into the 13th minute of the first half. Chris Rigg having a quick word with Trey Hume. Enzo Lefebvre
Going to take it.
has come across to take this. It's only a yard in from touch on the right-hand side. The former Sunderland striker Martin Waghorn is here, working for BBC Radio Derby. Waghorn is his last club was Derby. So, Lefebvre and Rigg over this free kick. Two in the wall for Derby. And it's left for Lefebvre to take, who curls this into the penalty area, but it's headed powerfully out by Mendes Lang. Up to the halfway line, in the middle is Dan Neil, plays it back to Patterson. And Patterson plays it out through the centre to Trey Hume. And Hume now, short passing to the left to O'Nien, back to Dan Neil, who plays it across to Mepham. Mepham bringing it up to the halfway line, Hume here on the right. And Hume plays it along the halfway line into the middle to Dan Neil. And Neil drives it out, good ball to Sirkin. Down the left to the penalty area. Sirkin with Adams in front of him, wins the corner, does he?
Yeah.
No.
Did it? No. Did he get caught? He got caught there.
He's picking himself up, Sirkin, but the referee's given the goal kick.
Excellent pass out to Sirkin on that left-hand side.
Very, very good pass from Dan Neil. 0-0 in the 14th minute. And goalkeeper Jakob Zetterstrom places the ball away on the right corner of his 6-yard box.
Sorry, Nick, it just goes to show you, they're not playing up from the back, are they?
No, they're not at all. They're kicking long.
Oh, he's
Saying that, no, it's played out from the back to Calamelda. What do we know? The ball played down to Wilson on the left-hand side. Wilson, Rigg in front of him, stabs it out, throws to Derby in between the two technical areas. Elder comes forwards to take this, the 29-year-old, capped once by Australia, the former Hull midfielder, comes back then, the defender, to Forsyth, across to Adams, back to the goalkeeper, closed down by Isidore, but Zetterstrom kicks it long, and it'll go all the way up the other end to Anthony Patterson. There's a clear, dark night tonight. It's cold, but good night for football under the lights here at Pride Park, where we haven't been for a good number of years. 2018 we were last here. I remember that night well because it was a howling gale, pouring with rain. It was absolutely vicious, and Sunderland, against all the odds, won 4-1. Since then, they went a bit pear-shaped. Both spending some time in League One. Here's Hugh with a throw on the right-hand side. Drops it down towards the door, put out by Forsyth. Former Watford man jogs back into his position as a centre-half tonight. Hugh will take this throw again. Just about 20 yards inside the Derby half. Elder heads it inside to Thompson, and he plays it inside again to Caden Jackson. Sirkin slips. Jackson to Nathaniel Lang, Mendes Lang, and Nathaniel Mendes Lang played it on, look at the Yates, but it's cleared from the edge of the Sunderland penalty area by Luke O'Nien, and then out for a throw to Derby on the far side. 0-0, 17th minute, the ball comes back here to Forsyth in the Derby half, across to Elder, the Elder back to Forsyth, and then to Elder again, rolls it back across the pitch. Isidore goes with him. Millwall 1, Cardiff 0, as Howden tried to get the ball forwards, but it comes back to Forsyth, who's seen the run of Kane Wilson down the left wing. Will he reach it in the corner? No, he won't. He goes out behind for a goal kick. Patterson quickly goes and retrieves the ball off one of the cones behind the goal line, throws it down onto the 6-yard line, and placing it with his hand in the middle between the two centre halves, Chris Mepham and Luke O'Nien. Yeah, up towards the edge of the penalty area, but Patterson kicks right up through to the other end, Forsyth, tapping the ball on to Howden. Watford 0, Preston 1, as Mathey, who came to play it to Sirkin but decided to take it himself, then wins a free kick Derby. He's fouled. Mendes Lang by the looks of things. Or was it Adams? Adams is fouled. A free kick on the right of midfield inside the Derby half for the home team. Sunderland at home to Plymouth on Saturday, who tonight are at home to Burnley. Or tomorrow night home to Burnley. Here's Kane Wilson, plays it back to Forsyth in the middle of the Derby half. On to Liam Thompson, 22-year-old, plays it wide right to Adams. Back to Forsyth at the edge of the penalty area to Elder. Closed down by Leander, out to Harness, trying to get Wilson away, but it rolls away. Into touch for throw to Sunderland. On the right, in front of Regis Fabrice, Trey Hume to take, of course. And Hume looking for some movement. Eventually finds Neil, back to Hume. Taps it up to Rigg on the halfway line in the middle. Joe brings it down on the shoulder of Yates, and then tripped by Joe. It's a lovely turn from Joe to engineer the space to get away, but then was just clipped and brought down. O'Nien quickly taking free kick to Mepham, out to Hume on this right-hand side, back then to Mepham, and Mepham on the halfway line in the centre circle. He takes it into the Derby half, rolls it to Rigg on this right-hand side, through to Hume, stabbed away by Howden for Mendes Lang to find Kane Wilson, who's away on the left-hand side, cuts it back in the middle, Yates a back heel to Harness, out to Mendes Lang on the left-hand side, and now left edge of the Sunderland penalty area. He's tried to find Wilson in the box. He slipped it through the legs of Hume, but straight to Anthony Patterson, who just leans over and picks the ball. 0-0, 20th minute of the first half. I think Sunderland will have to be patient here.
They have to be patient. You know, you can see that Derby County are up for this game.
BBC Radio Newcastle. As the ball through the middle, Dan Neal from Chris Rick. And now up towards Leyenda, who's battling with Elder. But Leyenda's come away. He seems to strengthen. He's done well here to get it inside now to the edge of the area to Chris Rick. Comes back out though to Mendes Lang. And he gets it back into his own penalty area. And this will be dealt with by Forsyth. Out down the left wing to Yates. Loose ball. It's beaten to it, Rick, by Houdmin, and the Dutchman plays it across on the far side to Jackson. Caden Jackson over the halfway line for Derby County. Then checks, plays it back here to Adams. He played it on to Thompson and back again to Forsyth. And then Elder, just inside the Derby half still, back again to Forsyth. Out to Elder again on his left-hand side. On to Harness in the halfway line. On the left, Marcus Harness goes round Rick. Tried to get the ball out to Kane Wilson, played it straight to Trey Hume. And now it's played across by Dan Neal. Lovely little touch inside from Lefay to Isidore. Isidore drives on at the goalkeeper. It came off his shin, I think. He didn't know much about it, but the goalkeeper managed to get behind the ball. It's eventually gone out for a throw on the right for Sunderland.
Excellent effect by Wilson Isidore there.
Some way out as well.
Yeah. Here's the word about that. Is hit the target?
Yeah. So Hume will take this throw on the right hand side. A couple of chances then. Dennis Serpent's volley just over the bar. Up strike from Isidore. Here's Hume trying to roll it into Isidore's path down the right of the penalty area. But Callum Elder will get the ball clear up to the halfway line where O'Nien lays it off to Serpent. He's got to be aware of Liam Thompson behind him. Now tries to find Lefay. And Lefay, he's shown some nice touches tonight.
Yeah.
Plays the ball back here. Eventually to O'Nien. Down the right to Hume, just inside the Derby County half. Forwards to Isidore, back to Hume. Oxford 1, Luton 1. Harness wins it back. Buys Houdmin. Houdmin out on the left as Meckham slid in, missed it. Rick has to get back. And he tidies up, playing the ball back to Anthony Patterson. With Wilson advancing on that left-hand side. You hear the Sunderland fans again. Over in the corner as Isidore tries to flick this on down the right, heads it on now down the right wing, stumbles over, lost momentum, the ball goes off the corner flag for a throw to Derby. Just overreached himself then, Isidore. The ball is retrieved by Callum Elder. And what we're waiting for here is Elder waiting for some Derby players to come a little closer. Throws it down the touchline. Hume flicks it down the touchline. And Thompson's tackled by Dan Neal to throw again to Derby County on this left-hand side. Paul Warren races out with a few more instructions. Elder on the shoulder of Leyenda gets the ball into the centre circle, and the advantage played the foul on Elder by Sam Allison. Comes back to Thompson, looking for the ball over the top of Harness, but Meckham beats him to it at the edge of the area.
But they're looking for that ball over the top.
Trying to get in behind up there. Been unsuccessful so far. 24 minutes played. Derby 0, Sunderland 0, here on BBC Radio Newcastle. Hume on this right-hand side. Let's not get sloppy. Plays the ball into the middle to Luke O'Nien. Reminder tomorrow night, Sunderland's August 21s play Benfica in the International Cup at the Stadium of Light. That's something you may want to pop along to. I think Jensen Silk is going to play for the under-21s on his comeback trail. The ball played up here now to Rigg and down to Hume. Slips it through to Leyenda at the edge of the area. The ball whipped off him and it's gone for a corner. First corner of the game.
Balls to Sunderland. As the ball was basically stabbed off the end of the 18-yard line. Rigg retrieves the ball here. Lafay has got a tip ball. So Sunderland's first corner on the right, and Rigg with Lafay. Hume is down here as well, the corner of the penalty area. The referee's just checking a bit of pushing going on. It's taken short to Lafay. Back to Rigg. Rigg swings it in with his left foot, but straight at the keeper. Wasn't the best delivery, and Zetterstrom clutches the ball to his stomach and then just rolls it to Craig Forsyth, who passes it out to Elder and then on down the touchline to Wilson. Kane Wilson trying to get it on down the left wing to Mendes-Lang. And Mendes-Lang halfway inside the Sunderland half, tapping it out to Wilson on the left of the penalty area, and now a corner off Trey Hume for Derby County.
Yeah, I think they just got out too easy there. Derby County playing out from the back.
26 minutes played, 0-0 here at Pride Park. Corner I think is going to be taken by Mendes-Lang. Oxford 1, Luton 2. Liam Thompson back in midfield, and just outside the D is Houdman. Plenty of white shirts inside that Sunderland penalty area though. Sunderland in their red and white as he's driven in towards the far post and heading over the crossbar by Forsyth, who picks himself up and is running back up into the Derby half now in the goalless in the 27th minute. Sam Allison is having a conversation with Trey Hume. I'm not sure what that was about. Trey Hume was rubbing the back of the head, wasn't he? He was just rubbing the back of his head as the ball is rolled to Luke O'Nien by Patterson, who taps it back to Patterson, plays it out through the middle to Leander. It comes off him, a chase to get to it first. Jove wins it from Harness, and Caden Jackson plays it back to Nepham and back again at the edge of the penalty area to Patterson, who passes it out to O'Nien. O'Nien now to Neil, gives the ball away to Thompson on halfway. He gets it back on that far side to Jackson, back to Adams and back to the Derby goalkeeper. He's closed down by Isidore, and Zetterstrom gets the ball away on the left. Headed away by Hume down to Rigg, who swings it into the middle but straight to Thompson. He's trying to win it back, Rigg, and he's done that, but he didn't let it go. And Jove now through the centre for Sunderland, scored against Derby in the game at the Stadium of Light. Horseman Leander! Yeah. Leander! From 6 yards on the right, throws it under the keeper. And Sunderland take the lead in the 28th minute.
Excellent driving run there by Doug Bellingham. Good pass. It's fallen to Leander on his weak side. He's right, but he's put it away.
Good play by Sunderland, and that's all come from Joe's perseverance, from Rick's perseverance.
He lost the ball back. His reaction was excellent. Won the ball back. Joe picks it up, and a great driving run by Joe.
Yeah.
Into the heart of their defence. Good layoff. Fallen to Leander. Good finish.
So Sunderland lead the goal to nil. Dan Neil and Trey Hume. Now there's a discussion with all the coaches down on the touchline. I don't know what that's about, as the Sunderland players, the rest of them are coming back up for the restart. But Neil and Hume, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coaching staff on the touchline involved in that conversation. Sunderland lead.
Excellent decision to play with the two strikers. They've got the pace. They're going to struggle any back four in this division.
And the first goal, we talked about this in the build-up, is very, very important tonight. It's important Sunderland, I think, got it. Now, Derby County on the back foot. Derby 0, Sunderland 1. Leander took that well. Takes us over to 4 for the season.
They want to like confidence rise now, Derby County.
It's brittle, their confidence, we don't know. They started brightly in terms of possession, but they've done nothing with it effectively. Sunderland, as on Friday night, have sort of gradually grown into the game, haven't they? The advertising board's been corrected now for the Oxford United game here on February the 11th, not October the 11th. There's Neil in the middle of the Derby half. Out to the bay. Look at that Serkin's run down the left wing into the corner. And it's put out for a throw to Sunderland. Bay goes down to the corner, whip up the Sunderland fans over there in that corner. Derby 0, Sunderland 1. In the 31st minute now. Serkin. Job under pressure from Thompson, holds him up, slipped inside, goes to Mendes Lang, and now Adams, who hooks it up towards the half. In the air, through the floodlights, back down the foul by Job. Free kick to Derby County. Now with Elder, back to Zetterstrom. Closed down by Isidore with his left foot, kicks up to the halfway line. Hume heads it down to Rigg, inside to Miyenda. Miyenda lays it off behind him to Job. Yates is on his shoulder. Job's aware of him, plays it back to Luke O'Nien. As always, the only player in the outfield who's wearing short sleeves tonight is Luke O'Nien. His red and white short sleeves. Patterson always does, of course. Neil to Job. Joe back to Mepham in the centre circle. As the Derby fans trying to get behind their team now. Hume's cross is headed away awkwardly by Forsyth. It comes out to Harness on the left. Mienda's on his case. Harness tries to play it down the line. Neil tackled him. It's a throw to Sunderland. Dave Wilson can't believe it. Trey Hume comes forwards down this right-hand side to take the throw for Sunderland. Halfway inside the Derby County half. Neil comes across, Riggs inside. Neil makes a run, but Mendes Lang cuts in front of him, finds Houdman. He's trying to get away now on the left of central midfield in the Derby half, but Job wins it back for Harness. Gets gone. He's gone down, caught. It wasn't a foul. He was just caught in the bid to win the ball. He gets back up on his feet. No, it wasn't a foul. Now a yellow card for Job.
Oh, you're joking. Two players are contested for the ball, man.
So Job picks up his 7th yellow card of the season. 33rd minute. Derby 0, Sunderland 1. Throw to Derby halfway inside the Sunderland half on the right-hand side. Taken by Adams. He's going to get the ball back, but he's under pressure. It comes back to the halfway line. And now Houdman out to Adams on the right, pushing it on and out for a throw to Sunderland on the left. Gis Labisa just strolls about a little bit with his hands deep in his jacket pocket on this cold, dark evening. Dan Neal does well to get away from Harness on the left, up towards the halfway line. Plays it back across here to Mepham, and Mepham to Rigg. Hume is in the middle. Hume here on the right side of midfield. Plays it back to Mepham, up onto the halfway line for Chris Mepham, and he plays it out to Rigg again on the right. Millwall to Cardiff Mill as O'Nien brings it on down the left of midfield in the Derby half. Out to Serkin. Serkin trying to come around Thompson. Lefay's inside. He tucks it inside to Lefay, who tries to just flick it over the top for Serkin to run into. It's played out there by Caden Jackson, who gives the ball away, but it's won back then by Adams, who brings this out. Job tries to block him. Isidore trying to block Houdman. Played out again to the right wing and back into the edge of the penalty area for Adams to clear. But it's picked up by O'Nien, back to Patterson. He taps it to Mepham. And now to
Hume, back to Mepham, and then on to the left to O'Neill, who brings this up towards the halfway line in the 35th minute. Sunderland leading 1-0. Joe from Lefay, back out to Lefay, back onto halfway. O'Neill trying to get it forwards, but it comes off for a throw to Sunderland, which Derby took, overruling the assistant on the far side. Play goes on. Mepham plays it out to Hume on halfway on the right. Meander, the goal scorer, back to Hume, out to Rigg. Rigg now slipping it through again. Nice ball to Hume, to the edge of the area. Tried to square it. It took a deflection. Comes down eventually for Harness, and then Thompson. But he's beaten through it by Neil, who put him off. And Job bringing it forwards again to the left-hand side, the corner of the penalty area to Circuit. Looking for Lefay, who loses his man on the goal line, pulls it back. Goalkeeper stabs it away. Still not fully cleared. Now it's just flashed clear by offside.
Unlucky, good play.
Last bit's defended in Derby.
Play again. Good feet.
He's tricky, isn't he? Yeah. Now with Hume on the halfway line, on the right, out to Rigg. Rigg just inside the Derby half, plays it back into the centre of the Sunderland half, where Patterson plays it out now to O'Neill. The assistant on this near side crouching to check the line, Isidore Meander, but is still on halfway with Sunderland. Isidore about to make a burst, but the ball played by Mepham out to Rigg. Rigg now trying to slide it through to Hume. Hume back out to the right touchline. Chris Rigg just inside the bit of Luke O'Neill in the centre. Now with Job again. Short pass inside into the middle to Lefay. He's buzzing around over there. Here he is again. Gets it forwards. Joe looked like he was pushed to the back. Play goes on. He's got the ball back again, Joe, from Slurkin. Then he's pulled down by Thompson. And it's a free kick 20-odd yards out on the left of midfield.
Excellent play. We've just got a grip of the game, haven't we, Sunderland?
Yeah, since the goal, having broken the deadlock, Sunderland now enjoying most of the possession. We're in this 38th minute now. Sam Allison just marching back 10 yards into the penalty area, where he wants Derby to form a wall.
I think the feet fancies this.
It's over the ball with Chris Rigg at the moment. And Chris Rigg just waving, pointing. Epham's up. Lefay steps back a yard. I think it is going to be. Is it going to be Lefay? Is he going to have a pop here from 23, 24 yards out? The referee blows. You heard that in the background there. And Lefay with his right foot. And a save by Zetterstrom. It's not gone out. It's put back in by Sirkin. Zetterstrom had a dive to his right. It was more show than anything else. It was a good effort from Lefay. It was on target.
Excellent effort.
And Zetterstrom had to make a save. So 0-1 still to Sunderland. As you head towards the break. And the ball with Kane Wilson, who loses it in the tackle to Hume. Picked up by Neil, back to Mepham on halfway. And Mepham now out to the right, getting away from Mendes Lang. On to Rigg. Rigg tackled though by Yates. And then a foul by Rigg on Kane Wilson, trying to win the ball back. Zetterstrom comes out to take the free kick. Kane Wilson still crouched on his knees on the cold, damp pitch, and he's just holding the back of his head now and his stomach. So I think he's in the walls there. Sam Allison, all in black, comes back to have a win. Winded. Yeah. It looks as though he's winded more than anything else. He's picked himself up. And he stretched his hands on the back of his head. Paul warned and saying, "Just calm down. Just take your time." So Zetterstrom to take the free kick. Everyone pretty much in the Sunderland half. Sunderland forming a wall, a line of 9 or 10 defenders in effect. As the ball floats up onto the head of Neil, Meander, little back heel by Isidore to Rigg, trying to get the Lefay away. Across comes Adams in front of him. The fade trying to get his foot on it, but all he does is take it out to go to Derby. But good athleticism from Enzo Lefebvre. Callum Elder comes back to take this throw in the 40th minute for Derby County, who trail 1-0 to Mayenda's 28th minute goal. Elder with the throw, down the line it goes. It's Hume, who gets his right foot through it again, but it will be headed away by Forsyth. Back to Dan Neal, heads it on through the middle to Lefebvre. Bit of confusion in the middle there, and it's stabbed away by Thompson. Now Harness trying to get Mendes Lang away on the left wing, but he's couldn't quite keep it in. It's a throw to Sunderland in their own half on the right, which Hume will take. Just wipes his mouth on his red and white shirt and then throws down the line towards the halfway line onto the head of Elder, ahead of Rigg, the left foot of Forsyth into the middle, and it comes off the chest of Caden Jackson. Eatonmore puts him in the back. It's a free kick in the Derby County penalty area for the home team.
Struggling a little bit there, Caden Jackson.
1-0, Sunderland 40. 1 minute played. We're live on BBC Radio Newcastle. Goalkeeper knocks the ball down just outside the penalty area on the left-hand side. Jakob Zetterstrom, signed from Deer Gardens in the summer. Blackburn 0, Coventry 1, and the kick goes out. Ellis Sims with that goal for Coventry. 42nd minute here, Hume with a throw in, halfway inside the Sunderland half on the right-hand side, leading 1-0. And Hume to Neal, tried to drive the ball forward, but it crashed into a Derby player. Hume trying to win it back, inside to Mepham, swings it up to the halfway line. Elder heads it on into the centre. Caden Jackson gives it straight to Hume. Ball off his arm. Trey Hume and a free kick wideish on the left for Derby County inside the Sunderland half. Mendes Lang will take the free kick by the looks of it, or is he going to leave this for Howardman? Howardman has come along side of him and taps the ball down the left wing to Kane Wilson. Wilson taking on Hume, edge of the penalty area. Hume slides in, it's a corner to Derby, their second corner of the game.
Yeah, concentration here again.
Forsyth got his head on the last corner, but headed well over. Forsyth is up again on the right-hand side.
Make sure it's not a short one here.
And Mendes Lang, with Callum Elder
Need somebody out,
on
boys.
the left-hand side. Both arms raised in the air.
Need
It's
somebody
tapped short to Elder. They tried to close him down. The cross played in, headed down into the hands of Patterson.
We're going to get closer.
Headed down into the ground by Caden Jackson, up into the hands of Anthony Patterson, who has it at the edge of the area and rolls it to Mepham. We're in the 44th minute now. At the end of this first half, Sunderland leading 1-0. O'Nien brings the ball out up to the halfway line and taps it to Lefebvre, back to O'Nien. Short pass through again to Lefebvre. Gets it through to Job on the left-hand side. Adams is on his shoulder. Job comes back, twists away, and then plays it back to Neal in the centre circle. He leaves it for Mepham. Mepham down the right side of midfield. Out to Rigg on the right. Wilson goes to close him down. Rigg drives it up through the middle. Adams clears into touch down the Sunderland right. Hume strolls back to take the throw. Paul Warren trying to G his players up, rushing out the dugout and clapping, bawling instructions. Hume with a throw. Down the right, headed in the air by Elder. Isidore gets on the end of it for Rigg, who plays it to the middle of Joe. And now to Cirkin on the left-hand side. Cirkin inside against Lefebvre. He's trying to lift it down the left, and Cirkin goes down at the edge of the penalty area in the challenge from Caden Jackson. And the ball played out to Jackson again to try and play down the line to Yates. But Neal gets in front of him. Cirkin's back on his feet. Neal still has it. Still going, slips it through, but a little bit too hard for Cirkin.
and it runs away behind for a goal kick to Derby. The last minute of the first half. Fourth official Gavin Ward. We'll see how much time will be added on shortly. I don't think there'll be a huge amount of time added on. We don't have many stoppages really. Just minutes if that. Zetterstrom places the ball for the goal kick, left side of his 6-yard box. Sunderland leading 1-0, 1 minute as he predicted. The kick again goes out, and I think Hume has just got a look on the face. Has got caught as the ball floated over his head. He's on his knees, sitting up now. He's crouched, having a quick word with the referee to see if he's okay. And he's on his feet again, Trey Hume. He played 30 seconds of the minimum minute has passed. And it'll be a throw to Sunderland on the right. So we may get another 20, 30 seconds added on to that minute. Hume then with the throw down the right side. It's slipped out of his hands in effect, but it's come back down to him, and he drives this on down the right touchline, hooked away by Forsyth back to the halfway line. That's the minimum minute, and I think we might get a little bit more. As Mayenda tries to win off Harness, but fouls Marcus Harness, and a free kick in the Derby half. And that indeed is half time. And Sunderland lead at the break by a goal to nil. Mayenda's goal at the 28th minute, well taken, but set up really from the perseverance, the tenacity of Rigg, who lost the ball, won it back, played it through to Joe, who slipped it to Mayenda to drive under the keeper.
Yeah, and you've got to say that first 45 minutes, Sunderland managed to get him very, very well. You know what you usually say, we want that second goal, don't we?
We want the second, yeah.
You know, because as it stands, and you've got to say that we've much far the better team here. As it stands at 1-0, you always say they're still in the game, aren't they? They're still in the game.
And, you know, they're not giving up. They haven't let their heads drop. They are having a go still, but they don't have much of a cutting edge. That seems to be what they lack.
And again, you know, you'll have a few words with them in that, you know, the half time. They'll come out in the second half and they'll give it a go. But we need to get that second goal.
It will settle things down enormously if Sunderland could get a second. I think actually, if they were to score a second as well, I think the mood might change here.
Indeed.
I think if the evidence of what we've been told about the Watford game, it is evident that it's very fragile at the moment.
Yeah, you can see why, you know, in that first 45 minutes, they put a lot of effort in, but I think what we've seen, they're lacking a little bit of quality, aren't they? They've not really been a threat.
No, all the chances really have fallen to Sunderland. Dennis Sirkin early on. Isidore drove one at the keeper. Mayenda scored. At the face, free kick parried by the keeper as well. The chances have fallen to Sunderland. They've been a couple of half tries. Forsyth's header from a corner which went over, and then Jackson's header down into the ground, and that landed in the hands of Anthony Pastor. Other than that, Derby haven't really got in behind Sunderland in the first half this evening. So the second half, of course, to come live on BBC Radio Newcastle and SAFC.com at the break here at Simon Pride Park. Derby County 0, Sunderland 1.
Matt Bailey at breakfast.
We're still waiting to find out who's going to be the next Bond. Could it be Phone Boy Tom from this show? Tom, if you were James Bond, what invention would you have fitted to your car? I wouldn't mind an air fryer in the car, actually. You know, you get hungry on the journey. Because that's like, you're James Bond. Like, imagine you go to kill some bad guys and then I'm a bit peckish.
The Bond gun normally has like missiles or something on it.
Yeah, you've got a very good aim. What would your Bond movie be called? Friday of the Day? Or Live and Let Fry?
Matt Bailey at breakfast.
Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Newcastle.
Thanks to Barnsley and Benno. It's spelt differently. Pride Park with an I, Simon Pride with a Y. So this is me in the studio anyway, just to take you through all the other scorelines this half time. Before we take you back to the second half, where Sunderland lead at Pride Park by goals to nil against Derby County. So far, so good. Elsewhere in the Championship, Blackburn Rovers 0, Coventry City 1. Ellis Sims with the goal for Coventry on 41 minutes. Goalless between Hull City and Queen's Park Rangers. Hayden Hackney has scored for Middlesbrough, who lead West Bromwich Albion with Tony Mowbray having returned there, of course, by a goal to nil. Luton Town are 2-1 up at Oxford United. Hellick for Oxford, Klaus and Mark McGuinness for Luton. Swansea leads Sheffield United by a goal to nil at half-time, a potentially significant result for Sunderland at the top of the championship there. Sheffield United trailing, Bianchini scoring for Swansea after just 7 minutes of that game. Preston lead 1-0 at Watford. Osmajic with the goal on 17 minutes. And Millwall, now managed by Alex Neil, of course, are 2-0 up on Cardiff City. In League One, it's 0-0 between Bolton Wanderers and Charlton. Peterborough lead Exeter by a goal to nil. Wigan 1, Burton 1. And in League Two, Fleetwood Town 1, Milton Keynes Dons 0, Harrogate Town 0, Colchester United 0. Just one game in the National League. It is Oldham Athletic 0, York City 2. But in the National League Cup, a game of interest at the International Stadium because Gateshead are playing Newcastle United's under-21s. And Matthew Racebeck has seen a few goals in the first half, haven't you, Razor?
I have, Pridey. I said to you earlier that there's not a lot of appetite for this competition, the National League Cup, but the few hundred who are here at Gateshead International Stadium have enjoyed a really entertaining first half. It's 2-2 at half-time between Gateshead, the National League, and Newcastle United's under-21s. And both teams have had further chances to score. Really open, really entertaining. Newcastle, with a team that includes the Australian international Garang Kuol, took the lead on 8 minutes after a mistake at the back. Gateshead lost the ball. Alfie Harrison, the player Newcastle signed from Manchester City's academy last January, put a shot into the bottom corner from the edge of the area. But then on 14 minutes, an incredible goal, an incredible run from Gateshead striker Jovan Malcolm down the left touchline towards the goal line, cut inside towards the post, evaded a number of challenges and lifted the ball inside the far corner. He's a powerful ball, and Newcastle couldn't live with him. Brilliant goal from Jovan Malcolm to bring Gateshead level. 4 minutes later, though, Newcastle back in front. Striker Josh goal from Jovan Malcolm to bring Gateshead level. 4 minutes later, though, Newcastle back in front. Striker Josh Donaldson slid in to convert a low cross from the centre of the box. Cross came in from the left-hand side. But then, 5 minutes later, 23 minutes, Gateshead debutant Callum Tripp, who has just signed on loan from League Two side MK Dons, is playing at right back. It was an open goal to slide the ball into. So, really good game here. 2-2 at half-time. Just reminded this is a competition for National League clubs and academies that play in Premier League 2. This is one of two groups in the North section. Newcastle and Gateshead at the top two teams will progress to the quarter-final. Second half away. Of 90 minutes, there'll be a penalty shootout to determine which team gets an extra point. Gateshead 2, Newcastle's under-21s.
Cheers, Razor. Let's go to the Northern Premier League Premier Division now. Black Spartans struggling adrift at the bottom of that division are at home to Ashton United. Black desperate to get a positive result with their fans from cheer. Paul Dixon is watching this evening. Anything for them to cheer, Dicker?
Not really, Simon. Can I tell you, it's been 45 minutes and I haven't had a shot at goal yet, Clive. The half-time score is Clive 4-0, Ashton United 1. And look at that, could have went ahead as early as the first minute. Their shot on the edge of the box just flew past the post. But then at 17 minutes, it deservedly went ahead. 4-0, big two defenders on the edge of the box and squared the ball to James Hardy, who's Ashton's top goal scorer. He just curved his shot into the corner of the net. A wonderful finish. copy of that copy of Glasgow had no chance whatsoever. So really, the visitors have just took the game to Blythe without really adding to the score. I think might be Connor get a shot and goal and take it to goal, because at the minute it's all so comfortable for Ashton United.
Dicker, thank you very much indeed. Not sounding great then for Blythe Spartans. A bit of a story of their season, really. But we'll be back with Dicker at full time. You never know. Maybe they can turn things around. It's very much better for Dubs in the Northern Premier League East Division. They lead Brickhouse by 4-0. Concert in the same division are a goal down at Garforth. And a couple of games in the Durham Challenge Cup as well, the 2 semi-finals there. And it's Shildon 1, Hibben Town 1 in one of those games. And Wickham are 1 up at FC Hartlepool in the other. So that's you fully up to date with all of the local football. I'm going to kind of rewind a bit and take you to the Champions League now, from Hibben and Wickham to the Champions League and the latest scores in the Champions League. Well, a couple of games have finished, of course. Atalanta have beaten Sturm Graz by 5-0. Monaco have beaten Aston Villa by 1-0. Now, Villa could have confirmed their place in the top of the Champions League group stage by winning that one, but they've been beat by 1-0. Elsewhere, these are all approaching half-time, 8 o'clock kickoffs. Atletico Madrid 0, Bayer Leverkusen 0, Benfica 3, Barcelona 1, Bologna 0, Borussia Dortmund 1, Club Brugge 0, Juventus 0, Liverpool lead Lille by 1-0. Mo Salah with the goal. Red Star Belgrade 0, PSV 2, Slovan Bratislava 0, Stuttgart 2, and just one match in the Europa League stage. Galatasaray have drawn 3-3 with Dinamo Kiev. So that's you up to date with all of the football. If you want to get in touch with us this evening, 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp, 81333 on text. Start your messages, please, with the letters BBC. Some big news in rugby union today, as we discussed earlier on Total Sport. The Leicester Tigers have signed Newcastle Falcons winger Adam Radwan on a multi-year deal with immediate effect. Radwan scored 59 tries in his 128 appearances for the Falcons, 2 England caps in 2021. And the Falcons director of rugby, Steve Diamond, has told BBC Radio Newcastle's Dean Gray that letting Radwan go was the right thing to do.
I think we've got to be really honest with ourselves. And when a player's ability comes to see you and says, look, I'm contracted, but I want to show my wares elsewhere, I'm going to take the opportunity that's come up. And there's several clubs who came in. And initially, we resisted that. It's the right thing for him, if I'm honest. He's a very good player. He's comes through the academy. But I don't want to stand in people's way. We're in this transition period at the minute, obviously. And good opportunities come up for him to go to Leicester and Seymour. We agreed it was right for him to go. Yeah, it is frustrating, but you've got to realise that these lads were really young lads 4 years ago, and we've not had much success in Newcastle in 4 years, 5 years even. And I think it does wear thin on people, you know, and it is a difficult job keeping the spirits high when you don't win many games. And you know, I'm along in the two, but even for me, you've got to find enthusiasm some of the times because it's difficult to maintain it. The lads are unbelievable. They're a credit to the club and themselves and the families. Their behaviour, their commitment to the club is outstanding. But when an opportunity does come up, I've had a long conversation with them over this. It's not been made overnight. There's 3 or 4 clubs who approached us. And I think this is the right thing for him to do. And I could have convinced him to stay till the end of the season, I'm pretty sure. But I thought, well, if I was in issues, how would I want to be advised? So, you know, I care about Newcastle massively. I've only been here 12 months. But equally, I've got a duty of care to young lads like him who need advice. And I think the advice is the right thing. It might not wash very well with some of our supporters, but you know, we're in a transition period here. And I'm intent in setting it right, and we'll have a couple of these things, players leave us. In the same breath, this morning, all I've done this morning, I've got agents waiting for me outside the door now, and I'll be informing the agents of 27 players that his contract offers coming to them this week, next week. So we're in that period where I think it's really important that we get clarity and the players It's only fair on the players. They know where they are as soon as they can. When I came here last February, players were being told in April and May that they weren't getting the contracts. We're never going to do that. So by the end of January, early February, everybody knows where they stand.
Frank talking there from Steve Diamond, speaking about the departure of Adam Radvan, who's in conversation there with BBC Radio Newcastle's rugby union commentator Dean Gray. At the end of the Six Nations, England's Jamie George, Alex Coles, Jack Van Portbeard, Alex Dombrand and Alex Mitchell have all picked up injuries. Ben Spencer and Henry Pollock have been called up with their opener against Ireland in Dublin, just 11 days away. We're going to return to football now because tomorrow night, Durham women of the Championship take on Super League table toppers Chelsea. They're away from home as well at Durham in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. A pretty daunting task for the only Championship side left in the competition. Here's Durham's coach Adam Furness.
First and foremost, we're excited to be here. We're proud to be here. We're the only Championship team that's got through to the quarterfinals. Obviously, a massive draw. So there's a lot of excitement in terms of the trip to go and play after we press team all company. I think this is probably a little bit of a mixture of excitement, nerves. Probably off the back of Sunday's result, a little bit of a bit of a downer in the camp from that league result, but it's an opportunity for us to just park that for a little bit and go and have a real test with Chelsea.
And you never know what might happen, but it's a tough task for Durham, so we will keep an eye on that here on BBC Radio Newcastle, of course. So the second half then is imminent at Pride Park, and we will, of course, be back at full time, so you'll have your chance to react. Let me remind you once more of the numbers to send messages to 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp, 81333 on text. Hopefully, Sunderland can at least hold on to, and fingers crossed, extend their lead. You will find out in just a tick with Barnsley and Benno.
Half-time highlights.
Total Sport North East.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Rig swings it into straight to Thompson. Trying to win it back, Rig, and he's done that. He didn't let it go. And Job now through the centre for Sunderland. Scored against Derby in the game at the Stadium of Light. Force for Mienda. Yes! Mienda from 6 yards on the right, rolls it under the keeper. And Sunderland take the lead in the 28th minute.
Total Sport North East.
Nick Barnes and Gary Bennett, MBE.
BBC Radio Newcastle.
Sunderland out for the second half. Derby just appearing from the tunnel in the middle of this main stand here at Pride Park, spelt with I. And listening in Miami, of all places, Janet and Steve from Seaburn and Jeff from Jarrow, I understand they've purloined a small aircraft, and I don't know what they're up to. They're listening in Miami, where it's apparently 26 degrees. It's 4 degrees here in Derby. I know where I'd rather be.
Don't rub it in, Stephen.
Sunderland to get the second half underway. They will be playing from right to left as we look down from the stand here. And in their red and white stripes, black shorts, red socks, and Derby in their white shirts with a black splash down the right side, black shorts and black socks. Sam Allison, the referee, all in black, gets us underway. Sunderland leading through that Mienda goal. The clearance from Sunderland, which is headed away by Ebu Adams, the Gambian midfielder who's playing as right back tonight for Derby County. He puts his right foot through it again. O'Neill heads it straight to Marcus Harness. It's stabbed out by Sirkin. It's a throw to Derby, halfway inside the Sunderland half, which is brought down by Harness, who holds off LeFay, and back to Craig Forsyth, who's playing as a centre half for Derby County tonight because of problems they've got at the back. Ian Smith, our former rugby commentator at BBC Radio Newcastle, was being disparaging about that Swalwell. So we'll leave that there. The ball away down the left here, LeFay trying to get it away from Adams. Nodded down by the Frenchman for a throw to Derby County. Just a few yards from the corner flag on the right-hand side. Derby was 1 at the start of this second half. And Adams for the throw down the line. Caden Jackson Takes it out. Sunderland, Patterson in goal. Hume, Mepham, O'Neill and Sirkin. Has come back to Mepham here. Rigg, Neil, Jove, Lefay, Leander and Isidore is the starting 11. Derby, Zetterstrom in goal. Kane Wilson, who's normally right back, playing left back. Ebu Adams, who's normally a number 10, playing right back. And then the two centre-backs are Craig Forsyth and Callum Elder. The midfield is Marcus Harness, Kenzo Houdman, as Harness trying to get forwards here with Liam Thompson in midfield, and Nathaniel Mendes-Lang on the right with Caden Jackson. Jerry Yates playing up front. Yates on loan from Swansea City. The ball back with Forsyth just inside the Derby half. It's played down the left towards Mendes-Lang, and then back again here to Elder, who pushes it down the left touchline again, and trying to get away. Mendes-Lang is tripped by Rigg, and it's a free kick to Derby County just inside the Sunderland half. Well, the next goal is an important goal. If Sunderland get it, I think it could be curtains for Derby County, but if they get themselves back in the game, well, that could be very interesting.
Yeah.
Blackburn 0, Coventry 2, the latest score in the Championship tonight. And now Swansea 1, Sheffield United equalised at Swansea 1-1. Sunderland pushing out their defensive line, good 23, 24 yards into midfield. Jerry Yates is a mile offside at the moment, and he, as the free kick is taken, is drifted into the centre. The ball is headed away by Chris Rigg into the middle of the Sunderland half, where Thompson tries to get the ball down, and Houdman puts it out for a throw to Sunderland on the far side.
Clean sheet wins you the game, Nick.
Yes.
Easily said than
And
done.
if it's anything like the first half, Patterson shouldn't have a huge amount to do because they are lightweight up front, Derby tonight. Well, I hope I'm tempted fate with that. So here's Hume with a stroke for Sunderland. Sunderland fans in the corner over on the far side. And a long throw down the line from Hume, headed on by Wilson, looking for Mendes-Lang, and it's won back by Joe.
I was looking for the ball.
We've got this familiar situation we've got here tonight is that we're so low down. Oh, so nice caught by Harden. No, yeah, yellow card. Yeah,
Yellow card.
We're so low down, the floodlights are low as well, and it's causing. It's like a mist, isn't it, in front of your eyes? It's actually quite difficult to see what's happening on the far side of the pitch, which seems ridiculous, bearing in mind how close we are to the pitch, but it is having that effect. Swansea City down to 10 men now, and it's Harry Darling has been sent off for serious foul play. Free kick then, what left here? Lefay at Rigg for the moment, standing over the ball, as are Liam Thompson, the 5'7", 22-year-old midfielder, drafted in tonight by Paul, and also Caden Jackson. Sam Allison, the referee, is marching them back. Thompson and Jackson, who will take the free kick. Rigg or Lefay. Lebris looks on, very relaxed, hands deep in his pockets as he swings from side to side. And it's going to be Rigg with his left foot, edge of the area, headed down by Abu Adams. It drops for Harness to clear, and then Mepham in the centre circle, nodding it down to Dan Neal, who hooks it high in the air, looking for Luke O'Neill, who's still up for Sunderland at the edge of the Derby penalty area. And getting back is Hume on halfway to steer the ball back to Anthony Patterson. Lefay wants it on the left wing. Patterson has it in the D at the edge of the area, then drives it up towards Joe, who takes it on his chest, manages to get his foot to it, but it's into the path of Thompson, who lays it off to Mendes-Lang. Mendes-Lang, Lefay behind him, and gets a foot on it, but Jackson, his cross is blocked.
Goal kick.
Circuit, it's a goal kick.
Excellent. Great defending.
Caden Jackson left frustrated. Former Ipswich winger. Signed in the summer after 6 years at Portman Road. Here's Luke O'Nien. Mendes Lang goes to close him down. O'Nien kicks up towards the halfway line, looking for Mayenda wide on the right, headed away by Callum Elder. And a throw to Sunderland on that far side. We're in the 7th minute of the second half. Derby County 0, Sunderland 1. If you're just joining us on BBC Radio Newcastle. O'Nien swings the ball through his own penalty area, Patterson at the edge of the area, plays it out to Dennis Thurkin, who drives a good ball down the left wing looking for Lefay, but Adams cuts across, clears it here to Thompson. Lefay wins it back. Well done. Just to turn it into touch.
Excellent work.
Tenacious.
Yeah, lots of shift in the lad.
He's shown some nice touches tonight, Enzo Lefay, and he's also willing to work, willing to come back as Derby look to build from the back again here on the left-hand side. Callum Elder down the left wing to Kane Wilson. Wilson inside now, in back to Elder, across to Forsyth. He taps it out, hits a midfield to Howdman, and then out wide again to Elder. Up to the halfway line, slipped inside to Liam Thompson. Thompson leaves it and gets it back again, and then rolls it across the halfway line to Adams on his right-hand side. In the 54th minute, Jackson back to Adams, and he lifts it down the right onto the head of O'Nien, who finds Joe, and a whistle from Sam Allison for an infringement. O'Nien, was he pushed slightly? Was he meant to head that way? Free kick, which Luke O'Nien is going to take on the left here. And the referee's looking at his watch and having a word with Luke O'Nien because he wants the ball back where the alleged infringement, whatever it was, took place. And Luke brings it back in line with the assistant on this near side. I think Derby are looking at making changes, as many as 3 maybe, in the second half. 54th minute, and the ball comes down for Adams on the right, and he swings it up over the head of Yates and back from Nepham.
Pick it up there.
Deal with, he called for Patterson to come out and get it, but Patterson stood his ground, and now Nepham plays it back to Patterson, and he plays it to O'Nien, and now on the left, Sirkin runs into Marcus Harness in front of Register Greece, and then Sirkin penalised. They're going to bring on Lars Jorgen Salverson. That's one of the 3 changes that Derby County are going to make. Their new signing in this window, the Scandinavian forward, as on the right here, free kick on halfway, so 8 yards in from touch for Derby County, who trail 1-0 still. Also,
Blackett Taylor
coming on is, I think it's Jake Rooney, is it? As the ball played up, or is it Blackett Taylor? The ball played up into the penalty area, tops for Mendes Lang. Shot blocked by Mepham. It's a corner for Derby. So their 3rd corner of the game on the left-hand side. Ben Osborne's going to come on as well. He played at the weekend in the 2-0 defeat by Watford. And it is Blackett Taylor, and you're right, who's going to come on. There's the ball from the corner. There's one back, the short corner by Sunderland, and Isidore is away. Isidore still going, edge of the area, goes round the defender, and then tries to shoot, and somehow Zetterstrom has got his body behind it and knocked the ball behind for a corner. Sunderland nearly 2-0 up.
Yeah, excellent run by Isidore. Unlucky, gone out for a corner kick.
Ball from a Derby corner. So 3 changes imminent now for Derby County. Salverson, Osborne and Blackett Taylor will come on. Corner for Sunderland from the right-hand side. Sunderland leading in the 57th minute 1-0. The corner comes in low from Rigg and is cleared comfortably by Callum Elder. And O'Nien has to put it back down the right wing. There's a push on the back of Rigg. And the referee is slow. He has to pick himself up quickly. And then eventually it's won back by Liam Thompson. He goes down, no foul, says Sam Allison. It's a free-for-all at the moment, as far as the referee's concerned. And it's Houdman who gives the ball away to Dan Neil in front of Mendes Lang. And then Neil gets round the Dutchman, but Mayenda looked like he was fouled by Adams, but no free kick. Neil's furious, he's having a word with the referee. Substitution's being made now. Jackson's coming off. Salverson replaces Jackson. Mendes Lang is replaced by Blackett Taylor. And for number 16, and that's a straight swap as well. So the 3 changes made. The referee trying to get Sunderland players back from Regis Lebris, who's having an exchange with Enzo Lefebvre. And we're in the 14th minute of the second half. So just short of the hour. We're underway again. Derby County and Paul Warner freshen things up here. Wilson in the middle. Gets it out on the left to Blackett Taylor. Immediately trying to put Trey Hume under pressure, but Hume wins the ball back off. Look at Mayenda, Aston Villa man. And Mayenda's looking to try and break on the left wing. Wilson slipped, and Mayenda's away on the left, plays it back behind him to Dennis Serkin, and back again to Luke O'Nien on the halfway line. He squares it to Mepham. Mepham has got the Scandinavian long-haired Salverson, his hair tied in a ponytail in front of him, and he's chasing this loose ball. And it's played out by Patterson to the right wing, up to the halfway line. Oxford 2, Luton 2. Lefebvre was looking for it, and now it's with Rigg. He's having the battle with Elder. And it's a Derby throw.
Wilson's gone back to right back, hasn't he? He was playing at left back, but he's gone to right back now.
Yeah, Wilson's out on the right now, you're right. Adams is still behind him. So it's Adams playing as a centre-back?
He's playing as a centre-back now, Adams.
Yeah, Adams is a centre-back alongside Forsyth. And Elder is playing as left-back. Here comes Forsyth, up to the halfway line for Derby, looking for Blackett Taylor. It's won back by Sunderland.
Sunderland have tweaked their formation, the feet's on it in the middle.
Mayenda's come out wide, yeah.
He's playing in like a 10-roll.
Yeah, the feet. So the play in there with Joe, and Mayenda left, Sirkin on the left wing as well. And here's Joe, has got Mayenda ahead of him on the touchline. Joe's still going down that left side. Mayenda wide now, Wilson inside him, and Mayenda slips it inside to Joe. Back down the left of the penalty area to Sirkin, tries to pull it back, and it's cleared for a corner by Forsyth. Sunday got very lively. Out on the pitch from the 61st minute. ET Radio Newcastle, Sunderland leading 1-0. The Hay is going to take this corner on the left-hand side. Rigg coming across as well. And it's Sunderland's fans you can hear away in the far corner. The keeper trying to make himself big, and he's big enough as it is, 6'6". Zephyr's trying now. He's still pushed down to the floor and picks himself up. The referee's in there, keeping an eye on things. He's called out Isidore and Adams to him. And now he's had a quick word with the pair of them. And Lefay ready to take this corner on the left-hand side for Sunderland. Look at it. So the Frenchman drives us into the near post. Spectacular header in the air from Adams. It drops at the edge of the penalty area, hitting Rigg, trying to put the ball back in and wins another corner.
Great touch.
So Derby haven't got the ball clear, and it's going to be Lefay again who takes the corner on the left. Watford 0, Preston 2. Watford, who seem to have been very, very strong at home, losing at home to Preston. Sunderland winning 1-0 here at Pride Park. A lot of red and white shirts in the Derby penalty area. It's taken short the corner. Hume now to Lefay, who tries to slide it in to Sirkin at the left side of the penalty area, but Derby managed to get the ball clear. Ben Osborne it was, who got the ball away. And now Hume pushed off the ball, and the ball slipped inside by Houdmin and across to Blackett-Taylor on the left, deep in the Sunderland half. Houdmin wants it back again on the right. Blackett-Taylor's taking it down to the goal line, pulls it back here, and there's a bit of pulling, and eventually it's put over the top by Houdmin from 17 yards.
And that's what will cost Sunderland if they start getting sloppy. You know, continue doing the right thing.
Patterson's kick quickly, looking for Isidore, where there are three at the back here for Derby, and they come away with Elder over the halfway line, inside now to Marcus Harness. And Harness, Houdmin wants it on the right of midfield, but he goes down the left to Blackett-Taylor. Blackett-Taylor, Rigg backing off him. Blackett-Taylor crosses, and it's Salverson's header. It's punched away by Patterson. Diving to his right, there wasn't a huge amount of power behind it, but nonetheless, Salverson's got his head on the end of it, and Patterson had to punch it clear.
That's all come from, you know, Anthony Patterson trying to have a quick break. You know, you're in control of the ball, keep it. You know, Wilson Isidore was against 3 at the back.
So still 1-0 to Sunderland, but the changes that Paul Warne have made have certainly fired up Derby. Sunderland are going to weather this, and the throw on the far side from Hume, looking for Isidore, drops for Osborne, looking it back over the top, but it will be Mepham who gets in front of Yates. Patterson clears up to the halfway line. Adams to Osborne, one back by Lefay, and now Rigg. Joe on the centre spot, through the middle for Rigg. Rigg skips round Adams, runs low into Harness, and Derby County have possession back again. Over to the left to Elder, down the left wing to Blackett-Taylor. Blackett-Taylor, was it caught by Hume?
No,
the assistant finally raises his flag for a throw to Derby County. We're in the 65th minute. And a throw from Elder down the line, and it's headed, nodded down for Salverson to try and get off O'Nien, but he gets it in the air, down the right, in the end. Mallard's coming on a throw to Derby County again.
Mallard's going to come on.
Yeah, you're right. Hull 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. So Ballard, are they going to go 3 at the back here, Sunderland? Yeah. The ball now for a throw again to Derby, and take it quickly. Yates trying to nod it down. Mepham heads it behind. It's a corner to Derby. Sunderland trying to get Ballard ready. Short corner again. Blackett-Taylor into the penalty area. Low block. Shot. Cleared again from Joe. And now Isidore again goes spinting out. Out comes the goal. We're almost in the second circle. Pops the ball away on the left-hand side. And it's swept up into the Sunderland penalty area. And then hooked back over Hume's head into the middle of the Sunderland half. Hangs in the air. Comes down for Wilson. Shows too much of it to O'Nien, who just smashes it up to the halfway line. And now Adams back to Zetterstrom. And Helder. Is it Patrick Roberts coming on as well? Roberts, yeah, Roberts, I think. So it'll be a double substitution by the looks of things. But Sunderland, Ballard's just put a bib back on and is warming up. Neil through to Rigg. to Lefay, sorry, in the middle of the derby half. Harness wins it back. Neil, an advantage play after a foul by Neil for Derby. Yates coming out with the ball to Taylor on the left wing, running into the penalty area on the left. He crosses, looking at Salverson. Another header palmed away by Patterson, almost identical to the previous one. So there's 2 saves from Patterson, from Salverson. And it's still 1-0 to Sunderland. Wilson crosses, and Sirkin will head this ball away on the right, but it comes back down to Wilson. He crosses, and it's headed behind by Mepham.
It's all Derby at the moment, Nick.
It is, and Derby fans think it's their moment. Osborne tried to take a quick corner, but Patterson's down. He is trying to keep this game slowing down. Patterson's getting treatment. I don't think Derby will be particularly pleased about this, but all the Sunderland players heading back to the dugout as well. That will just further annoy Derby. Patterson still receiving treatment. His left leg, it's like he's being stretched as if he's got cramp.
Yeah.
Referee Sam Allison wants everyone back. Swansea 1, Sheffield United 2. Remember, Swansea playing with 10 men as well. And you can hear the frustration amongst the Derby fans. It swung back in their favour in the sense that they feel they can get back in the game. If someone could score a second goal, it would quell that, I think. But what they can't afford to do is concede a goal. Ballard and Roberts are going to come on. Ben Osborne's going to take this corner from the right.
Concentration here.
Sunderland lead 1-0. We're in the 24th minute of the second half.
You might need some.
It's taken short, and there's Blackett Taylor on the right trying to dribble in, and Leander blocks it. Another corner to Derby.
Make sure he switched on here. No short corner.
Short corner again. Osborne to Blackett Taylor. Blackett Taylor back to Osborne out in midfield now, and he tries to dip it up into the penalty area with his left foot, headed away by Hume on the far side. Salverson will run onto this and pull it back to Elder, who's blocked on the goal line. Another corner to Derby. Sunderland can't get the substitutions made yet. Ballard's still standing with his blue pin on. Osborne over on the far side with his 7th Derby corner. Again short to Blackett Taylor and back again into midfield to Houdman. Looking to get it into Wilson, but cleared by Sunderland. Forsyth comes across here to the touchline with Adams. Down the line to Wilson. Wilson now, Hume in front of him on the right of the penalty area. Wilson's cross blocked by Hume for another corner to Derby County.
His hamstring's gone. Wilson's hamstring's gone.
Kate Wilson's hamstring's gone.
Yeah.
He's saying to the bench, wait a minute, but he's definitely clutching the back of his left leg, and he's gone down now. And so Derby now slow the game down because this hamstring injury to Kate Wilson.
They made three.
Hull 0, QPR 2, Oxford Luton 3-2. 1-0 to Sunderland here at Pride Park. We're in the 71st minute.
Just got to ride it. You're just got to see it out.
See it through.
Yeah.
If we could get a goal on the breakaway, it would be huge for Sunderland. Ben Osborne again, Derby-born midfielder. He's played for
Blackett Taylor made a difference.
He's on that left side. They're really trying to get it through him, aren't they? Short corners all the time up until now. We'll see what Ben Osborne does with this one. Roberts and Ballard warming up again. Kane Wilson still lying on his back, receiving treatment in the penalty area.
He's done his hamstring. He's no way he's going to continue.
It looks like they're going to make a change. Look. Someone's readying themselves. In fact, it might be a 2 double switch for Derby here. Ben Osborne has gone on to grab the bottle of water down the touchline. That's Dejan Brown. It's Dejan Brown, who was Gateshead on loan at the second half of last season, and also coming on is Tom Barkington. So Wilson's coming off. Okay, Wilson then the right back. So Brown comes on for Yates. Barkhuizen, Tom Barkhuizen, 31-year-old.
They've got to beat this, watch this short corner here.
They look like Blackett Taylor's on the right-hand side here. As the corner of the penalty area, the substitution's made. It's driven in, and it's a header from Dejan Brown, just wide. He got up, he got contact, but just past the post. And now Ballard and Roberts should come on for Sunderland. So 1-0 still to Sunderland.
I mean, Lefebvre and Chris Riggle come off. Do you think?
Let's see. The first to come off. Sam Allison's just strolling back across. There's Bayenda. Yeah, Roberts coming on for Bayenda. And the second is Sirkin. So, as Sirkin comes off, Roberts heading off to the right. Ballard coming in on left back.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they sacrificed a striker here. They 1-0 up Sunderland. And the long ball played down to Isidore, who can't control it halfway inside the Derby half. Dejan Brown in the corner with Luke O'Nien. He plays it off Brown. It drops then for Howdman, but O'Nien wins it back in the corner. And it comes up into Forsyth, but won back by Rigg, tackled by Osborne, and the ball goes back into the Derby half. It was 27,441. You'd have heard the announcement over the PA system. We're in the 75th minute, so a quarter of an hour or so to go. There'll be, I think, 3 or 4 minutes added on because there's been 1 or 2 stoppages for Patterson and for Wolfson. So probably a good 20 minutes to play, at least. The ball back on the left with Barkhuizen, I think it is, onto Forsyth, down the left wing again to Marcus Hartness. He's tackled, the ball played inside to Roberts, and now Neil looking to get it through the middle to Rigg. Lefebvre has made a run out to the left-hand side. He's played it out to Lefebvre as Rigg in front of Regis Lebris, and it's played back as Rigg slips down and he picks himself back up to Dan Ballard across to Mepham. Dejan Brown goes to close it down on to Hume, out wide to Roberts inside the Derby half. Roberts into the middle to Neil and Howdman in front of him, gets out wide to Lefebvre, and Lefebvre with O'Nien on the overlap down the left. He plays it to O'Nien and he tried to slide it into Joe in the penalty area, and Joe gets to the goal line, pulls it back, and there's a foot out from the goalkeeper. The ball comes out to the edge of the penalty area and is put back in by Hume, but into the arms of Zetterstrom, the Swedish. 76th minute, Derby 0, Sunderland 1. Away come Derby again, playing it out from the back. Ebu Adams slips it inside to Howdman. He gets it back to Zetterstrom, passing it out to Forsyth. And Forsyth looks up, lays it off on the left-hand side, comes back to Zetterstrom, and across to the right again to Adams. It's got Barkhuizen down the line here, and Adams at the end forced to go back to Zetterstrom. Playing it out again from the back. Forsyth, Elders wide on that left touchline. We're not looking for Dejon Brown, headed away by Hume. Marcus Harness on the shoulder of Dan Neal. Neal gets the ball to Roberts, gets it back inside to Neal. Now Job in the middle, lifting it over the top. Now,
it looks offside.
It looks like he's offside. It's come to Lefay. Lefay now trying to bring it down. It drops Isidore. It's 2-0. And Isidore smashed it in off the underside of the bar. And in the 77th minute, Sunderland may well have won the game.
Excellent finish by Wilfred Isidore. Well, you've got to say he did look offside.
Watch that. No, I don't care. I don't care. But it didn't. Lefay did what he had to do as well. Lefay broke.
Oh, he's given offside now. They've ruled it off offside.
They've now ruled it off offside. I mean, that took an extraordinary amount of time.
Unbelievable.
There's no VAR here.
There's no VAR. What's he doing?
But the goal has now been disallowed. The goal has been wiped out.
That's unbelievable.
And it's still 1-0. But Sunderland a little bit dismayed by that, understandably, because there was no flag when the goal was scored, and it took an age then for Sam Allison to make a decision. Salverson's gone up the other end here now. The ball hasn't gone out yet, it has now, and it's a goal kick to Sunderland.
Who said he was offside? The linesman didn't flag.
He can't have because he didn't flag. I don't know.
That's something information from somewhere, hasn't he?
It's Neverdal, is it, covering Sunderland? Haven't had a penalty incident yet. Mind. Goal kick for Sunderland then. Patterson has the ball in the middle of his 6-yard line. We're in the 79th minute. It's still 1-0 to Sunderland. Isidore's goal has been scratched off. So now Barkhausen on the right for Derby. Ballard has to get ahead of Dejon Brown, who pushes Ballard in the back. Ballard goes down, and the throw's given. Throw to Derby County. No foul for the push by Brown on Ballard. So now it's back with Adams. Adams on the right. Isidore trying to get the ball off Ebu Adams. And he pushes Adams in the back. Now that can't be a foul. The other one wasn't a foul. That can't be. It's a goal kick. There's some consistency, I suppose. There's a ball on the pitch that will be put behind by Mepham as Patterson retrieves another one. And Mepham happy to waste time by grabbing the ball in the penalty area and then eventually leaving it for Patterson, who's being spoken to now by the referee. I don't think the referee's very happy about some of what he would perceive as time wasting, I suppose. We're in the 80th minute. It's Derby 0, Sunderland 1, but I can't think we're not going to be without drama this last 15 minutes. The way this is bubbling up. Patterson with a kick over Jove's head. Lefay looking for it on the shoulder of Adams on the touchline. He puts it out, does he? The assistant didn't want to make a decision on that one. It stayed in onto him. And now back here with Barkhausen on the right. Gets the ball forwards. Shows too much of it to Ballard, who swings it up to the Derby half. Adams inside now. Who's closed down by Rigg. Across to Elder on the left. Down the line to Bucket Taylor, who's got Trey Hume on his shoulder. Inside to Ben Osborne. Through to Harness. And now wide against Bucket Taylor. Hume has got back with him. They've got Salveson in the penalty area battling with O'Nien. And there's a block made which forced to Joe to clear. Up to the halfway line for Sunderland, who lead 1-0 in the 81st minute. Now, Paul Warne yelling at Adams to get the ball forwards down the right wing to Barkhausen. He crosses. It'll be Mepham who tries to head it away from Brown, who gets the right foot to it and puts it well wide.
That's a goal kick.
That's a goal kick. Marcus Harness isn't best pleased. The end of goal, still the difference between the two sides. As Patterson retrieves the ball, places it in the middle of his 6-yard line, and everybody heads upfield. Derby nil, Sunderland 1, 82nd minute. And Patterson back on his goal line. Comes forward, drives this up to the left, over, and just flicked on by Job in the end, but back to Adams. Adams out here, and Job nearly won it off Osborne. It comes out to Houdman, now Brown, looking for the Dutchman behind him. It's a throw. Derby getting inside to Dan Neil. Middlesbrough 2, West Brom 0, as now Patrick Roberts goes through the centre circle, turns and shakes off Osborne. Roberts still going, leaves it for Isidore on the penalty area on the right-hand side. He's got Elder on his shoulder, and he has to come back out, tries to play inside and finds Roberts. And Roberts now down the right touchline, almost to the corner flag. He's going to come back over the goal line for a goal kick for Derby County. 83rd minute. Sunderland are going to make another change. As the ball played out into midfield, across to Adams, right-hand side. Another change is about to be made by Sunderland. I can't see who it is. Osborne on halfway, lifting one up over into the penalty area, which is headed away by Ballard from Salverson. Hard as a trick by Dan Neil. And it's a free kick to Derby County, 23 yards out, fairly central. Still can't see who it is, about to come on for Sunderland. Dan Neil's waving and shouting at the bench. Someone's struggling, aren't they? So it must clearly be for some. Yeah, Daniel waving again, saying, "Come on, come on." Is it Logan Sue? Oh, it's Salis. Is it Salis? It looks as though it's going to be Salis that's going to come on. But who's struggling now? Nobody visibly struggling, but Dan Neil was getting very vocal in wanting the substitution to be made.
Stay together. It's free kick. Stay together.
Sally's still in his blue training top.
Stay together.
Free kick.
He's going to eat this.
Ben Osborne and Houdman. Osborne leaves it, and the Dutchman chips it into the penalty area. It's headed out by Sunderland. Barkhausen puts it down the left again to Blackett Taylor. And he goes skipping away down towards the goal line, crosses. Dejan Brown heads it into the edge of the 6-yard box. Beckham heads it out. Adams heads it back again for Houdman in the penalty area. And then O'Neill has to get in front of the Dutchman. O'Neill's tripped up. And this is a free kick, I think, and a warning for Houdman. Luke O'Neill, he rolls back on the pitch. A bit of housery, I think, is how you describe this. As Riggs coming on. So Sally's is coming on for Rigg. So is Rigg struggling? He looks to be okay. Luke O'Neill finally gets to his feet.
Dan Neil's saying something, isn't it? Dan Neil's struggling, isn't he?
Rigg is the player coming on. Dan Neil has come across to the touchline, and he's having a lengthy discussion with a lot of pointing and fingers from Dan Neil. Salis now replaces Rigg. O'Neill's come across for a word about something as well. 86th minute, Derby 0, Sunderland 1. Goal kick for Sunderland. Patterson with his right goes left. Up goes Job, but it's headed away by Adams onto the right foot of O'Neill, who hooks it high in the air, looking for easy ball through the middle. Salis leaps up and is going to fall here for Houghton in front of Job. He rolls it out to the right wing to Barkhausen. Barkhausen trying to slip it through to the edge of the area. Ballard blocks it and then tries to bring it out. It's pushed by Harness, but no fouls of the referee. Then Neil wins it. Neil away through the middle. Isidore's made a run. Neil's still going. He's got Roberts to his right. He rolls it to Patrick Roberts at the edge of the penalty area. On his left, his shot is blocked. Comes back out to midfield. Salis just rolls it down the right to Roberts again. And Roberts, Blackett Taylor's gone with him. And Roberts trying to hold off Blackett-Taylor on the far side, and Roberts now being forced back and plays it back to Hume, back again into Nepham, Ballard on the halfway line to Salis. Yelder's going to come on now as well for Sunderland as it comes back into their own half. Nepham, 87th minute. Here's Ballard up to the halfway line. O'Nien on the left-hand side. O'Nien on the touchline. He's got Dejon Brand just in front of him. Plays it inside, slips it inside to Jobe. Back again to Ballard inside the Sunderland half, across to Nepham. And as you say, manage this now, Sunderland. And Nepham out to Hume inside the Sunderland half still. Back again to Nepham. Across to Dan Ballard. We're in the 88th minute. Ballard wide to Luke O'Nien. Elder wants to come off. Salis on the halfway line. Taking this on now down the left with Jobe. Jobe wide, Lefay wide. And Howman trying to get it off Jobe. Jobe holds him off. Plays it in the middle to Dan Neal. Dan Neal now to Hume. And Roberts is out wide. Roberts here. Wide on the right for Sunderland. Cutting across into the middle. Still going Roberts. Trying to slip it inside at the edge of the area to Jobe. A shot from the edge of the box. It's blocked.
Dejon Brown struggling.
And Brown is down, yes. Dejon Brown is down in his own half for Derby. And the goal kick for Derby County, and Hjelde will come on and Brown will get some treatment. So Hughes, Hjelde coming on the Fay. So I got three at the back. Enzo Lefay applauds the Sunderland fans in the corner in the 89th minute. Dejon Brown receiving treatment. I think we're going to get a good 5 minutes plus easy added on. Sunderland leading still 1-0. Allende's first half goal just short of the half-hour mark. So Hjelde has a word with O'Nien. It's Hjelde gone to left back. O'Nien back in there with Ballard, Nepham, and himself. They're down to 10 men. Dejon Brown's had to come off, and they've already made 5 substitutions. So Brown's off. Derby are down to 10 men. Sunderland have made that change, leading 1-0, and we're in the last minute of the 90. So just a question of how much is added on now. And
He's playing left side.
He's playing left wing, isn't he?
It's offside.
And Salverson leaps. O'Nien clears. Assistant never flagged. But then that doesn't mean anything, does it? Bearing in mind Wilson's goal being disallowed. Here's Howard Min on the right in his own half. Plays it into Elder on the far side. Callum Elder up to the halfway line for Derby County. And it's swung up through the middle looking for Salverson. But fouled by Salverson on Ballard. And a free kick in the middle of the Sunderland half for Sunderland. Ballard just rolls around a bit and takes his time in getting back up to his feet. We're nearly up to the 90, so how much will be added on? Gavin Ward comes out here with the ball.
It says 6.
7. So we're into those 7 minutes now. Patterson will take the free kick for Sunderland, who lead 1-0.
Enough time for Wilson to score.
So Patterson drives it down the left. Jobe is up there. Adams above him. Heads it to Harness. Out to the left wing. Elder pushing it on with Blackett-Taylor. Mepham's gone with him. Blackett-Taylor trying to get around Mepham. Gets in front of him, holds the ball. The ball rolls behind for a goal kick.
Excellent defending that is. Well done, Dan Ballard.
Still 1-0 to Sunderland. Mepham strolls back, getting his breath. Patterson comes back over with the ball to place it in his own time for the goal kick. That's a minute of the minimum 7 played. Salverson's trying to whip up his teammates. It's only 1-0. Derby fans aren't leaving. I mean, there were quite a few entities at the start of play, but those that are here are not leaving. There's only one goal in this. Sunderland have to see this out. It's up to Isidore from 09, inside to Yelder. Yelder back out to Isidore on the goal line. It's a bit too hard. They passed it rolls out behind for a goal kick, which is taken quickly. Passed out to Elder on the far side. We're into the second minute. We played a minute and a half of the 7. Out to Adams on this right-hand side for Derby. Up towards the halfway line. Pushed onto the line to Houdman. He's trying to come past Yelder. And then he plays it away to the left-hand side, looking for Osborne, but it's straight onto the chest of Trey Hume. On now to Hume again, as Felice makes a run down the right wing. Hume's still going, Osborne on his shoulder, and Hume's pulled down by the looks of things. The referee does finally give the free kick to Sunderland, wide on the right.
Excellent. Get managed the game.
1-0. 93rd minute, 7 minutes being added on. Free kick right on the right for Sunderland. High back, if you count Patterson. 4 in the centre circle and just around it. Patterson in the middle of his own half. Roberts and Hume over the free kick on the right wing. Just over 4 minutes left. It's a tap short. Roberts now on the right touchline, wins a throw. Yeah, there's no need to do anything rash. Roberts going down to retrieve the ball. Hume will take the throw on the far side, just a few yards up the corner flag. In the 94th minute now, Sunderland leading 1-0. We're live on BBC Radio Newcastle. What's the referee saying? Off the ball here. What's happened here? Yelder's gone down. Adams was the player involved here. What's the referee going to do here? I don't know what happened, but Yelder's gone down. The referee's called Dan Neal to him and Craig Forsyth. And Yelder's just sitting on the pitch at the minute, stands up. No further action, and the throw is taken by Sunderland. The ball's down in the corner with Jobe, and it's slipped back inside, and Harness has won it for Derby County. They're looking to try and break down the right wing here, but back comes Ballard, plays it back to Patterson. Blackett-Taylor trying to close him down, but Patterson's got the ball up into the Derby hole from the 95th minute. Derby 0, Sunderland 1. Here's Barkhausen on the right on the halfway line. Swings it across to Elder on that left-hand side. Osborne's wide on the left ahead of him, but Felice has positioned himself in front of Elder. It's played up to Blackett-Taylor, left edge of the Sunderland penalty area. One back by Hume. Hume holding off Blackett-Taylor, plays it down the right wing. It'll be Forsyth who knocks it onto Elder. Back into the middle to Adams in the 95th minute still, nearly 96. And up forwards to Elder, back to Forsyth. Barkhausen wants it on the right wing. Adams on halfway. Felice goes to close him down. Adams just slips it behind him to Barkhausen, who's come back into Forsyth behind the centre circle. Isidore goes to close him down. Yelder goes to close down Barkhausen. Then Houdman trying to get it out to Adams. That looked like a handball. The referee has given the free kick to Sunderland. In the 96th minute now. Free kick on the left inside the Sunderland half. Derby 0, Sunderland 1. Well, they're going to have to work for this win if they win this game. Sunderland. Goal ruled out for offside when it looked like it had been given.
Put it in the corner, Luke O'Nien.
Luke O'Nien will take the free kick.
That's in the corner for Wilson.
Yelder's down the line. Wilson's drifting it to the middle. O'Nien down in the corner. It's going to bounce out for a throw to Derby into the penalty area, their own penalty area. And away comes Elder, out on the right now. Callum Elder, being urged to get it forwards by the Derby fans into the last minute. Ballard knocks it back down, straight into the palm of Adams. Adams trying to pass it into the penalty area. Patterson comes out, sprawls and somehow gets the ball away. And it's back with Parkhausen at the edge of the area to cross, looking towards the far post, and one of the smallest players on the pitch, Ben Osborne, is beaten to it, and it's brought out on the far side by Patrick Roberts, and then it brings it back down again after it's deflected off of Houdmin. Back to Ballard. We've got 30 seconds or so to play. And O'Nia's taking it away over the halfway line. Still going O'Nia. Out what? On the left-hand side of the penalty area. Taking the ball down into the corner. Barkhausen trying to win it back off him. It comes back out, but O'Nia stabs it down past Adams, and it's broken into the centre here to Houdmin. Across on the left to Osborne. Plays it back now to Elder. 2 seconds of the 7 minutes left. And in fact, there goes the full-time whistle. Sunderland won 1-0. They had to work for it, but work they did. And that is an incredible 3 points.
Yeah, excellent. And you've got to say, Derby really started to ask questions in that second half, and we have to dig deep for an excellent result there. Clean sheet. Fantastic. Patterson was excellent in goal there. 3 or 4 times he's had to come out and punch or pop that ball away. Command that 6-yard box.